Don't miss your chance to get yourself or your favorite musician something from Donner with their massive Black Friday sale going on right now from November 21st all the way to December 2nd, 2024. There are links down there in the description. Go check out some of their amazing products there. And as always, you can use the code Flamingo site-wide for 15% off of your order. If you fancy yourself a Donner Hush X, there is a special link down there for you guys to click. And if you use the code EF-BFCM at checkout, you'll get yourself a nice discount on that as well. How much? Can't really tell you. Go down there and check it out for yourself. And again, use the code Flamingo site-wide to get 15% off your entire order. Don't miss out on these massive discounts. Again, you only have until December 2nd, 2024. Use the codes down there in the description. Check all those links. Let's get back to the video. If you're looking to pick up the guitar for the first time, you've probably got a lot of questions, mainly the one that every beginner always asks, and it's, where do I start? Or rather, what do I start with? The way that I see it, you have two main options. You have an electric guitar and an acoustic guitar. Now, you've probably gotten varying opinions from other people, or maybe you've gotten one that seems like it's definitive here and there. I'm hoping to dispel some of those with a little help from our sponsor today, Donner. So option number one that you have as a beginner guitar player is the good old reliable, trusty acoustic guitar. Now, you've probably been told at some point in your life as a beginner, when you mention you want to play guitar, is that you absolutely 100% have to play an acoustic guitar to start. I'm here to tell you right now that is not true at all. There are a couple of caveats to that. One of them being, if you want to learn how to play the acoustic, then by God, pick one up and play it. Maybe one like this one right here, the Donner DAG-1C. Again, links down there in the description. Use the code Flamingo at checkout for 15% off. And this will get you started, or this will just help you advance in your playing, right? Because this is a great option for anybody that just needs an acoustic guitar. Number two, just keep in mind that acoustics can generally be a little harder to play than electric. Couple of varying factors with that. The action's generally going to be just a little bit higher just because it has to be. On more expensive stuff, you can get a little bit lower, but again, that varies. The strings are going to be a little bit thicker on there to help get more of that projection of sound. So just kind of keep that stuff in mind. Now, acoustic guitars come in varying different shapes, sizes, configurations, all that kind of stuff. The DAG-1C that I have here, it's a thick body acoustic. It's kind of bare bones. There are no electronics in it, nothing like that. It's absolutely beautiful, but don't let the bare bonesness fool you, because this thing sounds beautiful. Now, if you fancy yourself something a little bit thinner, you can get thin body acoustics. Just be aware that they're not going to project as much, again, because you don't have that big space in here that's filling up with sound and then coming out of the sound hole and all that kind of stuff. And you can even get electric acoustics. So they'll have generally a control panel here with like a volume switch or a volume knob or something like that. You can go in and out of phase, all that kind of stuff. You'll have an EQ built in there. You just plug it in generally down here, or maybe sometimes in the strap button there. And then somewhere under here you have some pickups, or a pickup that, you know, is installed in there. Now, does that mean that if you get something like this, you can't use a pickup? Well, no, you can. You can get an aftermarket pickup, and generally they'll go like right here under the strings, kind of in the middle of the sound hole. Or if you know what you're doing, you can install it inside and then maybe get some stuff going on down here. So don't let a bare bones acoustic fool you. This is really all you need as far as an acoustic. You can absolutely record with this. You can play out live with this if you really wanted to. You just mic it up in front of the sound hole and do all that kind of stuff. And this thing will get the job done every day of the week. Now, option number 2 that you have as a beginner guitar player is obviously the electric guitar. Now, much like the acoustics as we talked about before, they come in various different shapes, sizes, configurations, colors, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of one big thing that they have in common, is that they're all going to be kind of different in some way, shape, form, or fashion. This one right here is the Donner DST-550. This is an absolutely beautiful electric guitar. Make sure you check the links down there in the description. Again, go pick one of these up for yourself. Amazing guitar. This one is very, very good for a beginner if you are looking for that. It's got a super comfy neck on it. It's got a roasted maple fingerboard and a roasted maple neck. The frets are not too high. Again, with this one, the action can get super low. The strings, you can vary that obviously, but the strings that they come on it, they are not very thick at all, so very easy to play, super thin neck, all that kind of stuff. HSS configuration on the pickups. Again, if you're a beginner, that means you have a humbucker down here, you have a single coil in the middle and in the neck. You can switch between them with the switch here, one volume, one tone. You can coil split with this little switch right here and make your humbucker and the bridge sound like a single coil. So very versatile. You can get just about any tone that you're looking for with an electric guitar like this. Now again, there are ones that are very basic. They only have one humbucker in the bridge and they're kind of one-trick ponies. You have ones that have 3 single coils, 2 humbuckers, and a single coil. I mean, you have all kinds of different pickup configurations. Then you have the option of getting either a trim, or you can get a hardtail, or you can get the tunematic. Again, coming to the bridge, which is what this part's called here, there are a lot of different options you can get for bridges as well. This one has a tremolo on it, and it's a pretty solid tremolo, especially for something in this price range, which is good for a beginner because that's generally a big thing that's a problem on a lot of more affordable guitars, is that it's kind of got a crappy trim system. Not with the DST-550. This thing is rock solid. I actually have a full video and demo on this guitar. If you want to go check that out, feel free to do that. So if you're looking for a really solid electric guitar, you'd be hard pressed to find something better than what you get with the Donner DST-550. And I think that this is something that you really should consider if you're looking to pick up an electric guitar. Now, I do actually have one more option for you guys. I know we only said 2. This one still kind of falls in the camp of both 1 and 2, so it's kind of a combo of both of them. And that is the travel guitar. So this one looks a little bit strange, as you can tell, but don't let that fool you, because this is a really rock solid instrument as well. So this particular one I have right here is the Donner Hush X. This is the electric variant of this guitar. They have an acoustic one called the Donner Hush. I believe it's called the Hush 1. Again, check the links down there in the description and you can go check that out for yourself.
These are really cool. Again, they look really funky. You can tell there's no headstock on it, but don't let the looks fool you. This is a very comfy, solid guitar to play, and especially with it being able to come apart kind of like this. You know, you can take the frame apart and put it in a bag, which they give you a really nice gig bag with it and all that kind of stuff. Full video coming on this soon, so let's go. I mean, to travel with this thing is an absolute breeze. Does that mean that that's all this is good for? Absolutely not. If this was something that you got as a beginner, you could absolutely 100% learn on something like this. And again, they make acoustic and electric variants of this. So depending on what type of music you want to play, you have an option for both with the Donner Hush series. I mean, it's great. But just because I have this one here, I'll talk about it very quickly and what you get. And then obviously a full video is coming on this, so make sure you're subscribed, stick around for that. You have a humbucker, a single coil, you can switch between them all here. You have a volume and a tone, and then you got some fun stuff down here, which again, we'll talk about that in the full video. You can find travel acoustics, travel electrics. I would definitely keep the Hush series, either the Hush X or the Hush 1 on your radar if you're on the market for one of these small, compact travel guitars, because they will most certainly get the job done either on the road or in the studio. So there you go. Those are really your options as a beginner guitar player. Now, obviously you have other options that are out there too, but as a beginner, you can't really go wrong with anything from Donner. I know this just sounds like a giant Donner ad, but they did graciously provide all of these things for this video, as I said before, and I just want to kind of give them their worth, right? They are a great option all around for beginners. They make great products at great prices, and you just can't beat that. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter which one you pick up. It's just, you got to stick with it. You got to push through, you got to persevere. I know this sounds like an inspirational, cheesy thing, but that really is how it works. As with any skill that you go to learn, you just have to stick with it. One other big piece of advice that I can give you is that you have to try them for yourself. I can tell you all day long, I prefer this, or I prefer this. It doesn't matter what I prefer. It's all about what you like. What I like isn't necessarily what you like, and vice versa. You have to go out there and try all these kinds of different things for yourself. Go try an acoustic, go try an electric, try a travel size guitar. Try them all and find what fits you the best. Like I said, you really can't go wrong with anything from Donner. Highly recommend checking them out if you can get your hands on one. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you very much for sticking through this video with me. I greatly appreciate it. Please make sure you subscribe if you like this kind of content. Check all of the links down there in the description. And again, if you go and buy anything from Donner's website, site-wide, you can use the code Flamingo at checkout and get 15% off your order. My name's Jonathan. Thank you guys so much for checking out the Electric Flamingo channel here on YouTube, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.